Tom Slingsby, AIS Athlete of the Year, congratulations. How does it feel?
It's a huge honour. Just to be named in the same breath as a few of those athletes, it's a huge honour. And yeah, to be joint winner with Alicia Coutts, who won 5 medals at the Olympics, I'm sort of lost for words, but I'm very honoured, and yeah, great night for sailing.
Sailing, of course, is part of the AIS, and it's a program within the AIS. Tell us about the support you get from the Australian Institute of Sport.
Other than funding and things like that, we get a lot of support in our technical areas. We get a lot of support in our equipment, and we're able to develop our equipment to levels that other teams can't. And specifically from the AIS, we get a lot of access to their technical department, and any ideas we come up with, they're always there ready to help us and turn our ideas into reality. And these little things really do make the difference when it comes to inches here and there and Olympic gold medals on the line. And so AIS is so important to the Australian sailing team, and without them we wouldn't have achieved the success that we did.
2012, 2 World Championships, a gold medal. Talk us through that. How has 2012 been for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a real dream year, and yeah, the last 12 months I've got 2 World Championships, a few World Cup events, and the gold medal, and that's just a huge sort of perfect way to cap it off. And it was something I worked for so long and worked so hard, and all those hours in the gym, on the bike, out in the water when it's 5 degrees and freezing cold, and you sit there and at the time you're wondering, is this all worth it for something you might not win? But yeah, it's definitely worth it, and I'd do it all over again for sure.
Tom, I believe as a teenager you changed from being a serious tennis player into sailing. How did that come about?
I grew up playing tennis. My mum was into tennis, and I followed her in, and then yeah, I was pretty serious with my tennis. I trained a lot, and at about 15 years old, I played sort of 6-7 days a week for about 10 years, and I got a bit burnt out, and I needed a change. And my dad was into sailing, and my older sisters were into sailing, and I just naturally followed them there. I'd been doing it on and off for about 6 or 7 years, and then I had all this time on my hands after I quit tennis 6 days a week, and so I just used that time to sail and start sailing every day. And yeah, slowly but surely the results improved, and yeah, I've been going for a gold medal ever since then.
Australian sailing success has obviously brought some more young kids wanting to get into the sport and getting into the sport. Do you have any tips for young sailors?
It's just get out there. I mean, it's a bit of a daunting sport going out in the waters often when it's windy, but it really is a safe sport, and you won't know until you try, really. And I remember for me the hardest part was biting the bullet and getting out there the first day. I remember my first day, my dad set me out, and apparently I was crying back and forth in the boat. I hated it, but soon the tears turned to big smiles, and within a couple of days I was loving it and loved every second of it. And so it's a bit daunting at first, but it really does pay off once you get into it.
Tom Slingsby, again, congratulations, AIS Athlete of the Year. Thanks very much.
Thank you.